pleasantly surprised. I love the vibes of this place. I like that it's small and intimate. I also like that I've been sitting here while I went in, and it's like a hub. It is a place. Okay? And the owner is there. I talked to him. And literally, I've seen half a dozen people walk in and out of there since I've been sitting here. Okay? So that's what I mean by it's a hub. So I talked to the owner. I went in, talked to the owner. Like I said, I like that it's small. It's like a traditional like record store, right? Like if you've been around enough to see like a record store, small one, like it's not. I've seen bigger ones, but I also like the size of this one. I'm gonna just say. And yes, I saw the stage, which I've seen smaller stages in the past, but this works well. I saw the speakers, which I don't think we'll be using because I have my own and all the stuff. But I like the vibes because when um I went in, I was greeted right away by the owner because he's sitting right there, and it seems like he knows everybody that comes in and out of there, right? That's why I mean it feels like a hub, and apparently there's going to be like a I think he has a lot of community activities that happen here, and that's yet another reason why I like it. It's not a touristy thing, even though I'm not gonna name names of other places I've reached out to where they just get a lot of foot traffic just because. I think a lot of this in and out is really intentional. I love it. Um, and I passed along a copy of my band's, even though I'm doing solo work for this situation, but for my other band. Always have extra copies, honey. So I gave him a copy of this, and I was like, hey, so I'm also in a band as well, so it seems like he's open to the booking. I reached out to, I guess it seems like, I think it's his daughter. So I reached out back to her just now, messaging, and I basically said, like, look, if I can get this date and time, I'm ready to go ahead and put my money down so we can get this going. Okay. Um, so like and subscribe. I'm Nerd Queen. I am also. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, like and subscribe. This is how the sausage is made. As a lot of people like, I like saying that message. I don't know why, but anyway, I am booking a venue right now. It seems like there's a lot of community engagement flowing through and out of this place. It's cozy. It's um, I am in the United States. Um, it's cozy. There seems like a lot of people come through here. It's a music store, like CDs and vinyl, things like that. I also saw, and this is me being super aware. There is a Hindu temple nearby, which means there's a Hindu community, which means there's an immigrant community nearby. Okay, from the United States. So that also means there's families here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the research I'm going to go do later today as I retie my scarf here. Sorry. Um, we are booking this all ages show. And unless I got to go ahead throw my money at them today, I got to get this venue now. I'm convinced. Um, yes. That's interesting. It's like, so I am going to, like I said, do my research. I see that this is a high traffic area, but I also noticed that there's lots of community going on here. A lot of community here. It seems like they do stuff here at this music store bi-weekly, it seems like, and he's booked a lot of things happening here. So I love this idea. Okay. Um, so I'm a singer-songwriter. You can check out my stuff. I'm gonna drive. I'm trying to think, where am I going now, because I'm not necessarily near my house right now. I'm on location. I purposely came out here to see the venue, to make my final decisions and things like that about where to book this event. My friend is coming down from New York. She is a singer-songwriter as well. Um, oh, that's so sweet. I could be teaching college, quite honestly. Um, I have, um, yeah, so now I'm booking this venue for this all ages. Like, there's a pet store right there. There's literally watching a family go come in. I think they bought some fish or something. I don't know. Like, a pet store is right here. It looks really cool. Like, I mean, I'm down with it. Okay. I'm also an educator. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I teach K-12. However, I have friends who are college professors or art professors. I could teach any of the arts. I used to teach privately music, um, lots of things like that. I also have some things in the works. I'm writing books, so there's a lot going on here. My friend who is coming down from New York, she has at least one book that I know of, and plenty of music that's out there. So Honeychild Coleman and Nerd Queen. Google us. Okay. All right. Actually, let me Google myself so you can see. Because a lot of people, I'm not AI. I'm not the AI. I am. Oh wait, I misspelled my own name. Okay. I think I want to go to the farmer's market after this, so I'm gonna look for the one that I had in mind going to today. Get some groceries. Oh wow. Wow, that's so fun. Yeah, I love that. All right, so this is me. I don't know if you can see that. That's me, Nerd Queen. The fish is my first release. I have a fish. I like to call them by the cover. So I have a fish album, and then I have a bird one. The bird one is, I don't know. I might have to find a way to like publish that one, only because there weren't a lot pressed at the time. A little bit. Yeah, I am kind of famous. Sorry. Yeah, welcome to my channel. That's me. Okay. Um, I'm on the Wikipedias. I'm all over the place. Yeah. Oh, so if you are looking for the Bird album, that's the Bird. It's the Black Swan. Okay. I'm also in a band called Black Fox. This is our latest release. And I do have a Threads account through Instagram. Yeah, basically, like I said, if you just, Google me, I got all the things. All right, so I haven't been playing live as Nerd Queen in a long time, only because, let's just break it down. Because of COVID, I stopped. And because as an educator, I was an essential worker. Okay? Yeah. And the reason why I chose a black swan for that cover is because there's a terminology called the Black Swan event, meaning before the discovery of a black swan, I'm glad that you mentioned that, people didn't believe there was a such thing as black swans until they saw them. And so, as a black singer, songwriter, composer, and woman, a lot of people don't realize that we exist. So I chose Black Swan as that symbol for that cover. So, FYI. Yeah. So I stopped performing because of COVID, and I was also teaching music privately, like I said, and teaching elementary school, all those things. And because of COVID, I kind of had to shut it all down because I didn't want to get sick. And, nobody wanted to get sick. So, and I still had to go teach, okay, because I was an essential worker too. There was like at least a year and a half where we were either on the computer teaching or doing partial things, and I was getting tested for COVID twice a week at my school, getting swabbed up the nose, all of that stuff. So we could talk about all of that. But yeah, so that's what kept me from performing out in the streets and stuff. But I did have a regular gig with the public transit system of my city here. But lately, and I need to reach back out to them, speaking of, and I was doing that for 10 years and getting paid because I believe in getting paid now, y'all. So I was doing that for 10 years. And recently, they are still dealing with how to pay us as musicians because I don't know why. But I'm going to reach back out to them because they still have the thing. It's just, I think they're still working on how to pay people. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to, yeah. So make sure you subscribe. And if you have friends who like music, tell them. Tell them that we're still out here. Okay. So yeah. So that's why I chose the Black Swan. Now, my first album has a koi fish on it, and I just liked it. It's a cute picture of a koi fish. Some art I found. And same thing with the swan too. So it's the old artistic scientific drawing of the swan. So I didn't actually draw that. So it is, sorry, it is a black swan, and it is a artifact scientific drawing, I believe, of a black swan. So yeah. So I'm hoping to hear back from the owner's daughter before I throw my money at them, but I am going to throw my money at them today. Okay, I want to book this. I think we should start celebrating more people who are not. Okay, how can I put this? The reason why a lot of people know musicians, artists, bands is because of marketing. I'm gonna just be honest. It's because of marketing. And a lot of these major corporations throw enough money at us that I don't even listen to. I'm gonna just mention an artist that I know. I don't even think quite honestly I wouldn't know the song unless I know her voice because I'm a musician. Cardi B. I don't know a single Cardi B song. Like seriously. But if I heard her in a song, I'll know her voice because I know what her voice sounds like. And I know who that is because of marketing. I don't go looking for her. I don't. And I'm not knocking her either. Seriously. But marketing. That's what I'm saying. So it's all about marketing at this point. And I think people should go for what they like, not let marketing tell you what to like. Okay? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you're okay now. Yeah, those were some rough times. Those COVID times were no joke, y'all. I'll just tell you. Alright, so as I'm trying to figure out exactly where I'm going, I gotta put that in the GPS. Thanks for hanging out with me. Um, Wait, hold on. This is weird, really weird. I probably did this like a few days ago. There's a picture of me through Instagram. That's how you know it's me. Alright, do you see that? If you go on Instagram, that's me sitting in the car that I'm sitting in right now. Um, yeah. But anyway, um, I am trying to get to a farmer's market right now. Let's see if I can pull up what I was looking for. So yeah, so I think people should like what they want to like and not be told what to like because of what you look like, where you come from, any of those kind of things. So yeah, there we go. it is now. I can't copy and paste it. Alright, so I need to write it down somewhere and then. Well, I have a good memory. 368 Okay, let me put it in my GPS right now. I'm going to a different part of Atlanta that I've never been before. It's 14 miles from here. Oof, yeah. In 30 minutes. Okay. All the more reason to put this in my GPS, y'all. Okay. Let me see if I can find a shortcut, because sometimes maybe since I'm close to somewhere else I would like to also go to today, maybe this will be my last. I don't know. I already know it's gonna be busy this way. I do want to go there. Okay, I'll go there. Let's go there. Alright, let me look at the directions again. We're gonna have to hit those highways. And then tomorrow I'll go to the other farmer's market on Sunday. Okay. Alright, you ready to ride out with me? Okay, friends, here we go. So yeah, as a teacher, I was an essential worker, so that's why I wasn't performing before. But I was still working for the city, doing outdoor events, because that was the only loophole with that. The public transit system in Atlanta, they still, I was still able to do that work as a musician. Okay, so I was still doing a little bit. But right now, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, hopefully I need to send the email, or at least compose the email, and just inquire, like, what's going on? Are we still doing the thing? Like, I need to know. I need my money. I like having my bills paid as a musician. Alright, so I'm gonna hit the highway. So sorry. Oh, yeah. Get around the bus. I used to be a vendor of, again, the public transit system here. Let's go ahead and start it up. Yeah. So I had a great experience there visiting that music store. As a musician, I want to find alternative places to perform rather than just in the clubs and restaurants and things. I don't want to go to clubs anymore. I'm just be honest, because it just bores me, and they don't actually pay you any money, and they want to give you alcohol as payment, and I don't drink like that. Okay, there's just yeah. I don't care for that model as a performer. Like, I have a skill set that I want people to hear and know from, and knowledge and things like that. So I do more than just entertain. I educate as well, right? So I want to be able to do that, and I know that in the nightclubs don't always do that. That's not always the place for that. Okay. All right. So I am now back on the main road. I am leaving Riverdale officially. I'm also just looking around to see all the other places that I know I'm going to be trying to make sure when I do my marketing, which it's going to be tight, y'all. I really have to, tight as in tight. If I'm booking something in 30 days, I got to get people aware of it in 30 days. That's what I mean by tight. All right. So I'm looking at places, other places. Like there's community here. I'm just noticing other community spots that are around this area. Okay. That will help me with my promotional things. Okay. So I have to be really strategic here now. And financial art or something else? Well, I mean, I believe that people should get paid for their skills. The United States is one of the like least accommodating, more capitalistic spaces that artists don't get their recognition for. It's like if we are, as a country, a seat of culture, and they really make it capitalistic, but then they don't nurture the community for growth in the arts. So, like, let me just say this. So, like, the school system, like, you know, if you're still watching, like, you just mentioned that your children are in college for art. It's like my brother also, he started off with an art degree or art major, but he didn't finish, you know. And I have one in music. But even back then, this was way back, okay, because I'm older than you think I am. They really did not have any kind of pathways for people to make a living from their craft and skill. You kind of had to figure it out on your own sometimes, a lot of times. And what made me come to the city of Atlanta is because they had one at the time, very few.
In half a mile, use the second from the right lane to turn right onto Georgia 331 East.
Okay. I'm going to move over, I think. I need to move over. One of the very few degrees for music industry so that people could make a living from it, because people just made it seem like music just you know, it is least valued, but only unless you're in the know can you make a living from it. And I don't think that was very fair, quite honestly, you know, at least in the United States. I came to learn that places like Canada have like these funding.
Turn right onto Georgia 331 East. Then you'll use the middle lane to turn right onto the I-75 South ramp.
Like they give like these grants to songwriters and things like that, and musicians. Here in the United States, you've got to hunt that stuff down. It's so capitalistic.
Use the middle lane to turn right onto the I-75 South ramp.
Sorry. It's very loud and aggressive. Yeah. Yeah, so the United States really does a poor job in supporting artists.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Excuse me, in craftsmanship. I know that was really loud over me. But boy, where am I going? I'm going the right way. Am I going the right way? I don't think I'm going the right way. I'm gonna just tell y'all now. It's gonna tell me to do something. Okay. Maybe I am. Yeah. I have
In a 1/4 mile, merge onto I-75 South.
I knew that was kind of weird. Sorry, y'all. So yeah, so the United States does not do a good job at all at supporting people who are, you know, in the arts, in the fiber arts, things like that.
Continue on I-75 South for 6 miles.
Maybe I am going the right way. Maybe I'm going the roundabout way, because I still can't be going the right way. All right. And that's very disappointing. You know, they wanted, I guess, you know, I don't know, factory workers, people to work in offices, which is, you know, fine, I guess. I learned how to do freelance freelance work as a writer in general. So I do know that game. You know, a lot of people don't know how to be their own boss, how to be a freelancer. It can be really hard. The struggle is real sometimes. It's easy to just go get a job, be a barista or whatever, work in food service, and then do your thing. And that's kind of what they push us into sometimes, sadly. There is no education on how to go get your, get your living as a creative person in the United States, that is. I mean, there's more ways now, and I'm so grateful for that. There are definitely more ways now. Okay. Traffic's getting kind of weird out here now. So when you see me stop talking, I'm focusing on like, why is everybody stopped? And also, people are just jumping out, being extra on a Saturday afternoon. Okay. But, okay, back to the discussion. So, now there's places like Etsy, which I've been on Etsy for well over 10 years, but I've closed my shop down. I'm going to reopen it. Patreon, same. I have an account with Patreon. I'm going to reopen it. Bandcamp, which I currently have an account with right now. So there are places for people who are independent where they can go and make that living for themselves. And back to the marketing piece, all they have to do now is figure out the marketing, for which that's, all the same for me. What are the modern marketing things that are happening right now? Right? There's Patreon, there's others too, where if you are basically a freelance business owner, you can make a living. Okay? And again, when I was in college, I wish there were classes around that, but there weren't. There just weren't. Okay. So I don't want to get too far down this highway, because I already know I'm kind of not necessarily going the way that I originally saw on my GPS. But I want to see, would I be able to turn around? Okay.
In 2 miles, take exit 231 for Mount Zion Boulevard.
There we go. Okay. Today is a good day to just, wander around, I guess. And nobody's looking to be like this extravagant, millionaire or whatever. I think a lot of times, again, this is back to the United States, they try to sell this story of rags to riches all the time, and that's really not what goes on. That's not the reality of a lot of musicians or singers or, that kind of thing. That's not the reality. But they keep trying to sell that narrative all the time. And when I was giving music lessons, this is right when American Idols first started coming out, and The Voice, and a few other singing shows that are out there now, which I don't watch any of them, because I started to see, because they started coming to me, and I could see what they were actually looking for, right? So this is more like, this is my little story time about The Voice.
In half a mile, take exit 231 for Mount Zion Boulevard.
Okay, let me get over to that lane. So The Voice. I was already giving music lessons. I was also a performer. At the time, I think I was in between teaching,
Take exit 231. Then you'll take the Mount Zion Boulevard East ramp.
Okay. I was probably subbing at the time, because yeah, there was a time where I didn't have my permanent classroom, so I was
Take the Mount Zion Boulevard East ramp.
and I preferred it that way. I was kind of like, I was doing pretty good, doing my
In
own
a quarter mile,
thing.
turn right onto Mount Zion Boulevard.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I was doing pretty okay on my own. Working as a substitute teacher, performing and teaching independent, like, privately and stuff like that. I was doing well. But then, yeah, The Voice had just started getting big. Like, I guess it was in season 2 or 3 that they started doing, like, casting calls and stuff like that for performers. I don't have a record
Turn
label.
right onto Mount Zion Boulevard.
But
Then you'll turn right onto the I-75 North ramp.
I do have a record distributor. Okay, so what it means is I'm not signed to this person, but if I make a recording, he's okay to like send it off. Kind of like a department store kind of thing. So anyway, he sent me a message saying like, hey, The Voice is looking for performers or whatever. I thought you might be interested. So he sent me that and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And
turn right onto the I-75 North ramp.
There we go. So yeah, they want me to turn around. Sorry, y'all. So I didn't want to be on it.
Continue on I-75 North for 7 miles.
Because I knew when I saw it from season 2, I believe, there was somebody on there on The Voice who I was like, she looks familiar. I'm not gonna name her name, but she was like a regional act and kind of well known regionally. And I was wondering, I was like, wait, she has all these recordings and why isn't she talking about them? It's because she was under contract. While she was on that singing, she wasn't allowed to talk about her already budding music career. She wasn't allowed to. She was getting a salary while she was on the show, but she wasn't allowed to talk anything about what she was already doing. And that's when you already know something's up. Like, they don't want people to realize that there's more to it than just, oh, they came and found you out of a diner or something, or you're a janitor somewhere. It's like, no, there's more to it than that, y'all. Okay? That's how I know. Okay? So when they started doing casting for that next season for The Voice, and they came to Atlanta and they were reaching out to like labels and musicians and stuff like that, and it's like, I don't want to, because I want to promote my music, and I don't want to not promote my music. Okay. Then I don't want to throw people under the bus, but I know things, y'all. So okay, maybe I should. I don't know. But I was interviewed. Like, I will say, my business picked up in that people who wanted to audition for The Voice would come and seek me out so that they could prepare for the audition. But sometimes they would only come to me 2 weeks before their audition. I was like, man, y'all, I'm so sorry. But if you have not been training for you to be a singer, then I don't know how much I can help you in the next 2 weeks. Especially if you're only going to see me twice right before your audition. I don't know. So there was that. And then some of my regular students that I did have, he did audition for, it wasn't for The Voice. And I'm saying this to say, somebody used an opportunity to audition themselves for The Voice. Sometimes you make your own opportunities to show to the big networks that you can be a thing. So Usher, yeah, I'm throwing him under the bus, sorry. And for whatever it's worth, I mean, that's how it goes. Alright, so Usher, he's here in Atlanta, based in Atlanta. He had a series of talent shows that he broadcast I guess online. I don't think he put it on cable or anything like that, but he promoted these series of talent shows and Booked in Space and all this other stuff. And he had a good turnout of people coming to do the, talent show. I actually went to one of them, not because I wanted to display my talent or anything. I went for my student, and he was still a teenager at the time. So I went to support him and his family, so we went. And when I got there and I saw what was going on, because I've been to this venue before for other things, so I kind of knew like what the thing was. I'm there, and I'm like seeing all what's going on, and I'm like, so this seems kind of janky to me. I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't say anything to them at the time. I was kind of impressed at what the production was for the people coming to do the talent show. But I kind of started to see, I was like, I don't think Usher's really serious about these people. Yeah, he broke, what's his name? Right? So I think he had some cred in that regard. And that's what made a lot of people want to, do the talent show. Because he was like sponsoring this or whatever. But I feel like, and it's just me, I don't know for sure, but this is what happened afterwards. So after Usher did all these series of talent shows, I think that was Usher building his portfolio to show to NBC.
In 2 miles, use the right lane toward I-285 East.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry, I have to stop because the wind is blowing now. It's kind of hard pulling my vehicle, and I'm driving by an 18-wheeler. All right, so I believe that Usher used that to show NBC that he could be a judge on The Voice. And next thing you know, he was a judge on The Voice. Okay, just saying. Alright. So I'm driving by the farmer's market that is like a retailer, vendor's farmer's market, which I don't think I'm allowed to go to, but I'm going to go to a different one. And I hope I'm on the right path. I'm going to go on the bypass. I think. So I don't know how many minutes this is. I might have to
In half a mile, use the right lane to take exit 238A toward I-285 East.
Yeah, that track is not playing, y'all. Sorry. Spooking me. I'm getting a little scared. But I am in the right lane. Let me get over. Let me over. Come on. One thing about Atlanta.
Use the right lane to take exit 238A.
Put your signal on, they speed up on you. And then they weave
In
around.
half a mile,
Like,
keep right to continue toward I-285 East.
Just let me in. Just let me in. So y'all just being too extra. Anyway. So yeah. And was I mad at the time, back to the Usher story? Was I mad at the time? I was a little
Keep
upset.
right.
I was upset for my student because I knew that this wasn't a real opportunity for him. Oh man. I know I missed my turn.
Continue for 9 miles.
Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, see,
Continue for 1 mile.
Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't know. Yeah, I was upset for my student because I started seeing signs of like this is kind of, like I said, janky. I don't think that this is real in the way that the people who are participating think that it might be real. Right? So, yeah. Now, my student, he is a performer and musician and things like that. Like, he had like this I'm trying to say, this rock band, three person rock band for a while, and then I think now he's doing solo work. He's like in his mid-20s. I'm so proud of him. But anyway,
In half a mile, slight right onto the loop road ramp to Clark Howell Highway.
So yeah, so when he was a kid though, I was trying to, I was being his what's the opposite of his mentor? I was being his mentor, not teacher. He's a teacher. And I was so sad for him in that moment, but I never told him or his family that I really didn't believe
Slight right onto the loop road ramp, then keep right.
I didn't believe that this was a real opportunity for him.
Keep right, then continue onto Loop Road.
And that's what I mean by the United States doesn't really support artists in a way that they could.
In a quarter mile, use the middle lane to take the Loop Road exit towards South Cargo.
This is going to be an interesting little. I don't want
Use the middle lane to take the Loop Road exit. Then at the next light, you'll take a sharp left onto the ramp to International Terminal Airport.
I don't want to go to the airport. What's going on? Oh my god. Am I gonna have to start this all the way over again? Yeah. This is something today. See, I see the airport to my right here. I don't want to go to the airport. I'm trying to go somewhere else.
At the light, sharp left onto the ramp to International Terminal Airport.
No.
Continue for half a mile.
Gosh.
Make a U-turn at South Cargo Drive, then use the middle lane to take the ramp to International Terminal Airport.
Do you see?
In 800 feet, make a U-turn.
Yeah, I can't trust my GPS today. I had a feeling. So yeah, I'm on the opposite
Make a U-turn.
of where I'm supposed to be. I had a feeling. I missed that one little turn that had me going somewhere else. Complete U-turn now. Complete U-turn. Okay, here we go. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I felt bad for my student in that situation with the usher,
At the next light, use the middle lane to take the ramp to International Terminal Airport.
with the usher talent show thing, because it wasn't real.
At the light, use the middle lane to take the ramp to International Terminal Airport.
Like, he used that to promote himself to be a judge of the voice,
Continue for half a mile.
you know? And is that using people? I don't know. But yeah, I just didn't like that. I didn't like it at
In
all.
half a mile, take a slight left to stay on Loop Road, South Loop Road.
Is Usher a bad person for that? I don't know, you know? I don't know. But I really didn't like how that played out, because I just got the vibes, and I was right. I was like, this doesn't seem real. Like, it was just so, like I said, so janky that I was like, I think they're play acting here, and they're
Take a slight left to stay on Loop Road, South Loop Road.
Okay, and they're doing construction over here. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is going to be an interesting day. Yes, I did not like how they use people who believe them to make some games like that. So, yeah, so the United States, if we had more of a structured system that helped people in the arts make a living, as a craft, you know.
Head toward Lake Mirror Road, then take the ramp on the left to I-285 East. Take the ramp on the left to I-285 East. Continue for half a mile. In half a mile, use the left 2 lanes to take the US 19 East, US 41 East ramp to Forest Park. At the next light, use the left lane to take a slight left.
Back on at the airport again.
At the light, take a slight left to stay on Loop Road, South Loop Road. Then you'll use the left lane to take the ramp to Loop Road, South Loop Road.
Wow. Well, at least I get to hang around
Use
at
the
the
left
airport
lane
today.
to take the ramp to Loop Road.
Sort of.
In a quarter mile, slight left onto the ramp to Clark Powell Highway. Continue on Loop Road for 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah. There are other places around the world that support
Take
their
your next
artists.
right onto Charles W. Grant Parkway.
That's right. So yeah, there are other places in the world that support artists. In the United States, you would think that they would because but they'd rather make it more capitalistic, more competitive, and then sell the story of rags to riches all the time. It's like, no, it's so backwards, but that's what we do. All right, so I'm gonna have to get serious with my directions.
Turn right onto Charles W. Grant Parkway. Then you'll turn right onto the I-75 South ramp.
No. Okay, I'm going to have to stop this, yeah, because they're trying to get me, I'm back and forth, back and forth. I know where I'm going. I have to fight with the GPS a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to go. Have a good one, y'all.